Yes, my boys and girls, I welcome you once again to our lesson number 11. In our lesson number 10, we looked at the Plain Nilotes. We looked at the Plain Nilotes and the Highland Nilotes. And we said the Plain Nilotes came from the Ethiopian Highlands. Ethiopian Highlands in the Horn of Africa. They entered Uganda in the northeastern Uganda. Their main activity is pastoralism. We also said they occupy the northeastern part of Uganda. The tribes under the Plain Nilotes, we said, we gave you a formula, Kilk. The first K is for Karamajong. Do you remember? I, Iteso. Good. L, Langi. K, Kumam. Yes. Thank you. Today, boys and girls, I want to welcome you to our lesson number 11 in social studies, still under the ethnic groups. Lesson number 11, still under ethnic groups. We want to look at the last two ethnic groups. Major ethnic groups in Uganda, we said we have the Bantu, we have the Nilotes, we have the Hamites, we have the Sudanic people. So we are still under the Nilotes. And now we have handled the Nilotes. We are going to another group of people, another ethnic group called the Sudanic people. Under the Sudanic people, we need to know where they came from. I've already told you that this is called the Cradle Land. It's called the Cradle Land. Where did they come from? They came from Juba in southern Sudan. Came from Juba. Juba is the capital city of South Sudan. They came from Juba. What else should we know? They entered Uganda in the northern direction. Which people are talking about? The Sudanic people. They settled in West Nile sub-region. You'll check on the map of Uganda, the West Nile region. They settled in the West Nile region. They are mainly fishermen. Who are these? The Sudanic people. They came from Juba, entered Uganda in the northern part. They occupy the West Nile sub-region. What is their main occupation? Fishing. They are fishermen. The Sudanic people. Tribes under the Sudanic people. In Uganda, the tribes that lie under the Sudanic people, we have one, the Madi. The what? Madi. Another tribe, the Lendu. Another tribe, the Kebo. Another one, we have the Lugbar. Another tribe under the Kakwa, we have, under the Sudanic people, we have the Kakwa. Those are tribes under the Sudanic people and many others. Tribes under the Sudanic people, we have the Madi, we have the Lendu, we have the Kebo, we have the Lugbar, we have the Kakwa, we have the Kuku. Those are tribes in Uganda. They live in the West Nile region. They are under the Sudanic people. Reasons for their migrations is the same. When they ask you, give reasons for the migration of different ethnic groups, we gave them to you when we started the topic, ethnic groups. So you should not ask me why these people migrated. They are the same reasons. Some districts occupied by the Sudanic people in Uganda. Some districts occupied by the Sudanic people. We have Nebi district. Nebi, you will check in the West Nile region, the map of Uganda, political in your atlas, you will see those districts. Nebi, Arua, Moyo, we have Ajuman district, we have Yumbe district. Those are some of the districts. Nebi, Arua, Moyo, Ajuman, and Yumbe. Those are some districts found in the West Nile region, occupied by which people? The Sudanic people. Let's proceed, my dear children. Let's proceed to another area. Here, when you want to look at the Hamites, or called the Cushites, it's the last ethnic group, the smallest ethnic group in Uganda. The smallest ethnic group in Uganda. They are called the Hamites. They are called the Hamites. So you skip 2 lines and write the Hamites. The smallest ethnic group. We said the biggest is the Bantu. The smallest, the Hamites. Now, where did they come from? What is the cradle land of the Hamites? These people came from the same area, like I told you, the Ethiopian highlands. The Ethiopian highlands in the Horn of Africa. The Hamites originated from Ethiopian highlands in the Horn of Africa. In the Horn of Africa, the word highland is missing there on the word after the word Ethiopian. Highland in the Horn of Africa. The Hamites, they are also called Cushites, entered Uganda in the southwestern direction via Uganda, via Rwanda. Via where? Rwanda. There's a map I gave you some time back where it was showing the arrows where different ethnic groups entered Uganda. So you can refer to that map and you see the southwestern part. The ethnic group that entered Uganda through the southwestern part are the Hamites. Examples of the countries in the Horn of Africa. In the Horn of Africa, which countries are found there? Where the Hamites came from? We have Ethiopia. Check your atlas. Somalia. Eritrea. We also have Djibouti. That letter D is silent. Djibouti. Those are some of the countries that are found in the Horn of Africa. In the Horn of Africa. Oh, my boys and girls, hope you're okay and God is in control. Let's continue with our Hamites. Their main occupation, they are also pastoralists. They keep animals, they keep cattle, they rear cattle. So when they say Hamites, main activity, pastoralism or cattle keeping. Cattle. Examples of tribes under the Hamites. Examples of tribes under the Hamites. Examples of tribes under the Hamites. Which tribes are found under the Hamites? We have the Bahima. We have the Bahima. We have the Bahinda. We have the Bahinda. The Bahima and the Bahinda. The other group is not in Uganda. The Batutsi, they are mainly found in Rwanda. Those ones who remained in Rwanda and never crossed Uganda. The Batutsi. But in Uganda, we have Bahima and the Bahinda, and tribes under the Hamites. Tribes under the Hamites. Factors for ethnic settlement patterns. What do we mean? The factors that determined ethnic settlement patterns. Why did different ethnic groups choose to settle in the areas where they are settled today? What attracted them to settle in those areas? Why did the Bantu settle in the Interlacustrine region? Why did the Plain Nilotes settle in the plain areas? Different ethnic groups settle in certain areas. What are those factors that attracted them to settle in those areas? So we want to look at the factors that determined ethnic settlement patterns that pulled them to go and settle in that area where they are today. Some of these factors include soil fertility. Some of them looked at the soil, the nature of the soil, so this is the best area for us to settle. Soil fertility. Others looked at the drainage system, that is presence of water in an area. The way an area is supplied with water. So we want to settle an area which has enough water. That is a drainage system. We have the climate of an area. Does this area receive enough rainfall or it is dry? So the climate also attracted people to settle in a given area. Then their occupation, the work they do, the work you do will force you to occupy a certain area. For example, if you're a crop farmer, you will go where the soils are fertile. You will go where the climate is okay, the area that receives enough rainfall. If you have cows, you want to settle in areas with enough water bodies so that the cows have enough water to drink. Those are factors that determined ethnic settlement patterns. Let's proceed and look at the revision exercise. Revision. exercise. An activity for you. Question number 1, what is an ethnic group? We answered it somewhere. What is a tribe? When you know the definition of a tribe, you can use the definition. When you know the definition of an ethnic group, use the same definition to answer question number 2, but you make a slight change. We said an ethnic group, they speak the same language, they share same origin, culture, and speak related languages. Not the same language, but with a tribe, they speak the same language. So use the same words and change somewhere. Tribe, they speak the same language. Question number 3, 2 characteristics of an ethnic group. We gave it to you at the beginning of this topic. Complete the table. We have a table for you. You're going to complete it. And in the first column has ethnic group, the second column has the tribe, then the cradleland. Cradleland is the place of origin. Banyankole. Under which ethnic group do you find the Banyankole? Then where did they come from? Then here we have the Nilotes, tribe under the Nilotes. Their cradleland is given. We have here Karamajong. They are found in which ethnic group? Where did they come from? Then we have the Cushites or the Hamites. So, the tribe under the cradleland is already given. Then question number 5, name the ethnic group that entered Uganda in the southwestern direction. You know it. Then mention 2 factors that attracted the Bantu to settle in the Italo-Castrine region. We revised that one. Name 1 tribe in Uganda associated to the legend of the bead and the spear. Name 1 tribe in Uganda associated to the legend of the bead and the spear. I talked about it. So, boys and girls, thank you for listening. Thank you for being good children. This marks the end of lesson 11. Lesson 11. And after this lesson 11, we are going to have revision questions from what we have so far learned. We looked at the minerals, we looked at mining, we looked at tourism, we looked at ethnic groups. So I'm going to organize questions from that area and you test your brain. Please don't copy. Don't copy. Test your brain. Okay? So I'm going to set for you questions. I send them to you. You answer them. And we shall do corrections together. And you see whether you're understanding. But I want you always to revise your work. When you write this work, when you copy it, you get time and read through. Even when you're answering the questions, read through. As you read through many times, you get to understand more and more. I love you so much. Take care of yourselves. And may the Almighty God bless you. I love you so much. And